Hi there, thank you for joining me, Jill Wilson from the Equality Practice. Today I have the delight of introducing another amazing woman, a gal I have known for a few years now, one that has inspired me, challenged me and helped me understand new perspectives. We have a positive professional relationship, but we do not always agree. We do, however, respect each other hugely. Personally, we are friends that often ring each other for a chinwag and we put the world to rights. Lexie Russell, welcome to Including Me.
Well, thank you for that introduction, Jill.
Thank you for agreeing to be here.
You're very welcome, and thank you for summing up our friendship to a T.
Well, it's been a few years now, hasn't it?
It has. It's been a good 4 or 5 years since we first met each other. I remember when I first met you, when you was working alongside staff at the Grimsby Institute in terms of raising the equality and diversity agenda, alongside with the former equality officer there.
Yes.
And meeting you in the sort of like the university section of Grimsby Institute all those years ago.
All those years ago. Gosh, we've changed. We still look okay. It's Palmolive.
We do all right, girl. We do all right.
We're doing all right. So we have been working together and on really the one topic that pulls us together and has pulled us together in our professional world has been equality. And so I would like to ask you, Lexie, what does equality mean to you?
Well, that's a very good question, Jill. And for me, it is about treating people with humanity, dignity, and respect in the pure essence of those words. It's not always about equal opportunities in terms of, because we're different, we come from different backgrounds, we come from different cultures, faiths, religion. You know, people may use the word lifestyle, even though I don't like to use that in the terms of context of equality, because that suggests a choice. But it's not that we can always. I feel that we can't. You know, a lot of people working in this field think that we can get 100% equality, and I find that a bit of an unrealistic expectation, because we're human beings. Therefore, we're going to have differences of decisions, opinions, and viewpoints. And if we're celebrating difference to the core, then we should be celebrating that difference of opinion. Where the fine line is for me is when that difference of opinion is used to incite hatred towards one sector of the community or another. That's when it falls into a different remit.
Can I ask a question then? Because a lot of people who are not involved in our world of equality often ask me, what is hate? What is diversity? What do you mean, hate? Like?
Oh, if only we had an hour. Hate is basically targeting somebody because of their said differences. So, like in my case, targeting because I am a transgender woman, and therefore to some people, that is not an acceptable state of being, for whatever reason. And it could be verbal abuse, it could be physical threats. In a relationship, it could be a domestic assault. Thankfully, hopefully, since I came out as transgender, I've never really experienced those things apart from verbal comments walking down the street or on public transport. And that's why I refuse to use public transport, because I feel much safer in the confines of my own car. And it can be nerve-wracking, but when we come from different communities where there is an obvious physical difference, so that could be a disability, even though some disabilities can be hidden, or the colour of our skin, or the way that we dress or talk. I often get referred to as a male because of my voice, because obviously being a transgender woman, there isn't a way to resolve the voice issue apart from having speech therapy. and that can take some time to be able to soften that pitch. So often even just making a phone call to like companies, utilities, hello, Mr. This, Mr. Russell. And I'm saying, please don't call me Mr. I'm a transgender woman. Well, what do you mean? You know, and sometimes you just it becomes exhausting, you know, but it's about being resilient and true to yourself.
Is it easy? I've always found you really forgiving. You know, I've made my mistakes. I make them daily, but I come from a good place because we don't always have the knowledge of how to treat people differently and what the right terms are to say, or should we look each other in the eye? Should we, you know, I don't know. Some things I don't know, but I never try to offend anybody. I often say this to people that I talk to. Is it easy for people to offend you, Lexie?
Oh, no, not really, because I think a lot of people maybe make mistakes or slip-ups because of lack of understanding, lack of education, lack of awareness. And you know, it can take, sometimes I can have moments if there's been like 2 or 3 or 4 incidents in a short space of time where it can really grate and grind on my self-confidence, my self-esteem. But I've had debates with people in my former workplace who misunderstood, thought I was just a gay man that liked to dress, for example. I went, no, that is not the case. And obviously one of the difficult things and one of the common things around gender identity is that people mix that up with sexual orientation, and there is a clear distinction. Yes, somebody may change their sexual orientation once they've reassigned their gender to be their true authentic selves, but that is a different issue, you know. So like for many years, because I was scared of my transition when I first looked at it when I was 18, you know, nearly half a century next year, you know, so it was a totally different world. You know, there wasn't really the positive role models, any caricatures of men dressed up, for a better choice of words, within the media were very slapstick humour, backstreet humour really, such as you know, like the Benny Hill show, Stanley Baxter, you know, caricatures that did not fit to who I actually felt who I was and who I knew I was. And then when I looking and exploring my own journey at the age of 18, it was different. It was different in terms of medical science, and also I had to consider about the emotional maturity of being born a male. You know, being born in the wrong body, because that still had an impact, even though I felt I was a different person to what the outside physical appearance looked like.
If there's one question that I can ask you, you're a member of my community, we live in the same town. If somebody who doesn't know you is to greet you, what do they say? Is it different to greeting me as a woman or greeting you? You know,
it shouldn't be, but if people mess up about the pronouns, the easiest thing I can say is, if you're unsure, just politely ask. You know, and explain. You know, like some people say, I've never met a trans person before. What do I say? Well, I'm a person first. You know, my gender identity is a big part of me, but it's one aspect of me. You know, it doesn't change my personality. It just enriches my personality, and that's what I see.
You've definitely enriched my world. You've helped me understand an awful lot over the last few years as I've watched you going along this journey. See, what can I say? Thank you so much. I hope you will come back and we can talk some more, because this is a huge subject at the moment, and a lot of people don't fully understand. I guess people that are don't fully live in, like yourself, live in this, don't fully understand. It just is what it is. But I wish you all the best, and I hope being part of including me helps you to have some peace when you're walking down the streets where we live. Thanks, Lexie.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much, Jill. And I think this is a fantastic opportunity to educate people in small little snapshots of difference and celebrate the difference that we have within the North East Lincolnshire community. So I'd welcome to come back. Because I can talk. The hind leg off a donkey.
Oh,
okay.
So can I. So can I. We'll call it quits for now, and we'll ask you back as soon as we can. Thank you ever so much, Lex.
Thanks, Jill. Take care now. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much.